Soul Simmers, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be building a beach house on the Lagoon Look lot. It's also a tiny home, so we'll get the perks of being in a tiny home. There's a few beach houses just from Debug in the world, just down the shoreline from where we're building, so I'm going to try to emulate those houses. I never really build in Sulani, so this is going to be a little bit new for me. I'm pretty much only using the island living stuff in the base game. I do use the university shower, so that's like, or no, not the university shower, the snowy escape shower. So that's like the only 2 packs that I used when I was building this, so it should be pretty easy for you all to download if you have island living. And if you don't have the Snowy Escape expansion pack, I think there's a shower from the Island Living pack. It just won't fit in the bathroom because I have a 3x1 tile wide bathroom, but that was the only thing I used that wasn't from Island Living or the base game. I really like these woven windows from the Island Living expansion pack. I think they're so neat. They almost look like they could open and close, but they don't, obviously, because it's The Sims. It's not like the high school years window, unfortunately. I do think having the ability to like open and close windows would be really cool, especially if you have seasons, because then you could like open a window in the summer to cool your house down or close it in the winter to keep your house warmer. But you know, that's not a thing. Even though this is just a rectangle, I had a lot of trouble with the floor plan. I ended up moving the bathroom like over towards the bedroom and having the access be from the bedroom. But this floor plan here was just like not enough for us to be able to have a living room space, because before this house was just like a big empty box. I feel like I should have shown this house before I bulldozed it to build my own house, but this house was just big and empty. There was no living room furniture, no TV, there was nothing on the deck. It was just so big and empty and for nothing. I'm honestly not even sure if they used the Island Living counters. I think they used base game counters for the kitchen. I'm pretty sure Island Living came before they started using Simmers as their creators. And I definitely think that since they started having Simmers do the playtesting of the builds and create the builds as they're designing the pack has really helped me like the builds that are there. I do not like a lot of EA's builds. I know that they're trying to do stuff for like minimum spec computers, like laptops and stuff like that, but their builds are big and empty. So I do like to come back in and kind of make a not better house, but like more functional, more useful house, because there was nothing in the house that was here before. Like I said, there was no TV, there was no living room furniture, there was literally just a small little ottoman just like off to one corner, and nothing else. There was nothing else. So I'm gonna add like a beach towel so that your sim can lounge and self-tan, and like the barbecue that came with this pack, because it's actually like a pit barbecue, and they like bury it in the sand, which is super cool. My dad used to be super into barbecuing, so I watched a lot of shows with him when I was younger about barbecuing, and a lot of these pit barbecues are so cool. You know, they roast the meat for hours in like this hole, and it just tastes so good, and it's super juicy and like falling off the bone when you get done with it. And it's like a dream of mine to like actually go to a barbecue roast like that. I don't know if I'm necessarily a foodie, but I do love food, so that's just like a lifetime goal of mine. This wallpaper that I'm using on the exterior is the Need for Read wallpaper. I like the diamond design on there. And then for the interior, I used a distressed teal wood paneling. I really like the distressed look of it. It really gives you the beach house vibes, because, you know, there's probably going to be like some water damage just from being so close to the water. You never know, those hurricanes, things like that just cause wear and tear to the wood or paint. The flooring is also in a light sandy color, and it's from the Island Living pack as well. We also have a canopy bed in the bedroom. I love this bed. I think it's so adorable. We also got a lot of really cool lamps from this pack. I'm using this tall cylindrical one in the living room. I think it fits perfectly in there, and it doesn't take up too much space. You know, we have a tiny home, so we have very limited walking space here. Then I'm just using a tile from the base game for the kitchen and the bathroom. It's just like a pixelated tile, I think is what it's called. We're working on the bathroom right now, though. We've got our Snowy Escape shower in here, as well as our Island Living sink and a toilet from the base game. I just added a few small decorations in here, like toilet paper, the medicine cabinet, and just a plain mirror from the base game. I had to take a break from the bedroom for a second because I was having a hard time deciding on curtains for the bedroom. I just couldn't find a curtain that I really like. I'm not a fan of the base game curtains, and the curtains from the Island Living pack are not my favorite either. I did, however, choose these Island Living curtains. They are very see-through and they don't really offer you much privacy, but the other curtains from this pack don't cover 3 windows, so I chose the individual curtains. We actually have a few different dressers from this pack, but I chose this smaller one. The other one just seemed way too big, so this one was fine. I felt like the other one would have been like blocking off the door in a weird way. We also got this cool plant. I can't remember what it's called. I'm just adding our last few decorations now. I've got this picture of the beach and a little life preserver that came with Island Living. I'm not really that familiar with the aspirations that came with this pack. I do know that this pack came with mermaids, which are not my favorite occult. They don't have a skill tree, which is like, what's the point of putting in an occult if you don't have a skill tree? But I know that one of the aspirations has you like picking up trash on the beach, so I gave us a money generating trash can to help you out a little bit, but you can like pick up garbage and use it as a side hustle to make money. This pack has a lot of really cool like statues and vases, so I'm adding one of these little purple ones on our dresser as well as this like plant. I did have a base game plant here, like the authoritative or something like that, I think is what it's called. I just like swapped them out. I also added a little clutter items here and there. I wanted a bookshelf in here, but we didn't really have room for one, so I'm adding the like base game stack of books on the nightstand as well as a little nightlight. Like I said, I do love the cool lamps that we got from this pack. We have like the floor lamp in the living room and this square lamp in the bedroom. I think they're cool. Now we're moving on to the exterior of the build and the landscaping. We've got our big whale floaty. I also gave us a beach towel on the deck so our sim can lay out and tan. They also have a fish basket for catching fish so that they can, sell fish for money or food. I also thought about adding a telescope so that your sim could potentially be struck by a meteor, but I was worried that the animation would make it so they're not standing on the porch, so I just left it out. But we're just getting into the landscaping now. I've got our palm trees out. I'm also going to add a couple of the other random trees that they gave us in the pack. This is one of the few packs that actually came with landscaping, and you don't have to like go through debug to find it. It's just in the menu. Amazing. So I'm going to use this Mapuka and the Bougainvillees. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably not, but I'm going to add a few of those around and just kind of put some more of the greenery that we have around. At least from the front, it gives us a little bit more privacy. There's not really much we can do about the ocean side. If you've ever played in Sulani, there's sims just constantly like swimming through the water or driving their jet skis or boats through the water behind your houses. It just makes it a little bit weirder if your sim is trying to sunbathe in the nude because they can do that with this pack. So your sim just doesn't really have a lot of privacy on the backside of their house, which is usually like the opposite. I've only had my sim tan in the nude like once, and it was because they were getting married and I didn't want her to have tan lines with her wedding dress. And it was from a video I did a couple months ago reviewing the My Wedding Stories game pack. You only have to do it for like a few hours in game and then your sim stays tan for like a few days. I found these cool lava rock pathways out of debug, so I'm going to use them as a pathway up to our front door, and then I'm going to add a mailbox, and I think that's it. Just some lights I think we all have to do, and then this build is pretty much done. But that is all I have for today's speed build. We should be getting to the tour in just a few moments, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button because it really helps out. I try to upload a couple videos a week, so subscribe and hit the bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Dag dag!